Welcome to Heart, where we break the silence, bridge the gaps, and bring real conversations about mental health to the forefront. I'm your host, Lee Yaffe, founder and director of The Long Short Road. I'm excited to welcome back today Dr. Gila Gavrielov, who we had on last week for our first half of our conversation about her incredible work with gemology and human behavior and using healing crystals. For those of you who did not have a chance to hear last week's episode, I will reintroduce our wonderful guest, and then we will continue with our conversation. So Dr. Gavrielov is a specialist in crystal healing who combines her expertise in gemology and human behavior and behavioral sciences to help thousands of people worldwide. She is renowned as a leading authority on healing stones, where she explores the link between emotional balance and physical health. She is a sought-after lecturer who also speaks at the top universities in Europe and in the US. And she is someone who I am very, very, very lucky to call a close friend, family. I call her, anyone who knows me knows that I call Dr. Gavrielov my Aunt Gila in private. But for professional purposes, I will call her Dr. Gavrielov here. Dr. Gavrielov, welcome back to Heart. I'm so grateful to have you back for another round.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. I'm as your auntie. I'm so I'm so proud of you. You know you do it so well and so alive. And last week it went so fast. I couldn't believe how the time went by. So I'm all yours to
I'm
keep,
really
to keep it on.
I'm grateful to you. Thank you. So, where we left off last week, we left off with a cliffhanger. You were going to explain to our listeners how the diagnosis and the healing with the crystals look like. Like in your clinic, you have, I mean, and I've seen it firsthand, and I will just testify that the room in your clinic with all of the stones is probably one of my favorite places in the world. You walk into that room, and I can personally say I instantly feel better when I walk into that room. Being being in your office, being in the clinic with all of the stones in the room and the energy, the healing energy in that room is so powerful. I have personally experienced more than once an ifchun, and I know how incredible it is. I would love for you to explain to our listeners, what does that actually look like when someone comes into your office for the first time for a diagnosis? Like, how do you do it, and how does it work?
Okay, only because you're in America, and I don't want all the people that are listening to be sorry that they cannot fly tomorrow to Givat Shmuel, Israel. Um, my late husband, um, that I loved, uh, with oh wow, so much. I loved him. He uh, m- found a way for all the people that are there with you, for all your listeners, how to be in my clinic without being in my clinic. Because he, in my website, he built this clinic, and people can come in and get a beautiful system uh, of all the process of analyzing, which I'll explain very soon, and it's very friendly, and they do all the analysis on internet in my
Yeah,
website,
right.
and they pick the gems, and then I send them the map, their own map, um, and we talk, and it's like being here.
Right.
So, I'm so thankful for him. I thank God for giving me, this amazing husband, and I am so thankful for this opportunity. So, how does it work? Um, you know, our our body is divided to centers of energy. Many people know about it by the name of chakra. Do you know it, Lee?
Yes, but explain to everyone who's listening because maybe they're not
Yeah,
as
sure,
familiar.
sure. Uh, First of all, chakra is a word in Old Sanskrit. Uh, it's an old language, and like because our body and soul all the time it gets energy and it gives out energy, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and um, the difference between the centers um, are by the wavelengths. What does it mean? Like when we throw a stone into the water, if the stone is bigger, we'll see like round um, round shapes
Right.
a bit bigger. If the stone will be smaller, the round shapes around it will be smaller,
Mm,
right? By the size of the stone we will throw into the water.
right.
So actually, uh, chakra, the meaning of the word is spiral,
Mm,
because always the energy will be in a shape of a spiral, like what we see in the water when we throw the stone.
mm.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Good. So now we have the center of the head, which is the crown, the third eye, which is between between our regular eye, in the middle of our forehead.
Mm-hmm.
We have the second center. Then we have one in the throat, then one in the um, near the heart, like in our like the chest area. Then another one um, underneath the our solar, our own private sun, solar plexus,
Mm,
um, and so on towards our feet. Okay.
right. Yes.
Um, and like as you described, when you come to my clinic, or if it will be on internet, you find uh, this container that is divided to many smaller parts, and in each part you'll find one kind of gem. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
you'll see like uh, blue gems, purple gems, yellow gems, white gems, brown gems. Uh, in each container, a different kind.
Mm,
Yeah, there are, there are many. Like you know that in the world we have many rocks and stones, and they all belong to geology. Yeah,
mm-hmm. Right.
geology. And we have those that are noble, like noble metals. You have noble gems, and they belong to gemology. And they're very noble. And why they differ from the regular ones? Because their physical structure is very precise, and it always will be the same.
Mm,
Yeah, it's really amazing. And we mentioned already that God is such a genius. All all the gem stones, um, the anorganic, because there are a few that are organic, like the pearl.
Mhm.
Um, but all the anorganic, they all belong to eight shapes
Mhm.
in a variety. So when we have to analyze and to know whether a gem belongs to gemology, first we can check the physical structure. It's really amazing, yeah.
Mhm.
And when we have a gem, it's not like something a medicine that you swallow and tomorrow you need a new one. With the gems, you can work forever. Right, right. You have to purify it. We will talk about it. But altogether, it's so very colorful. It's so beautiful. It is so practical and helpful, and it's forever. If you buy a kit of gems to remember better, to concentrate better, you can use it forever and ever, or a kid can use it to study for a test, and then another kid, and then the third one. Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm getting back to the analyzing now. Um, when a person comes, um, and I explain to him what I'm explaining you now,
Mhm.
because then I give him this container to go and pick his own gems.
Mhm.
Um, when you pick your own gems, you really think that you pick what you like,
Right.
because our mind is amazing,
Mhm.
amazing, but it has its own manipulation. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like it tells you, oh, this color reminds me of the dress that I like.
Right.
And this reminds me of my mother's hat that I love so much, etc. But actually, it comes from a blockage or leakage that you have in one of the centers, and you want more, so you pick the gem.
Wow.
Tell me if it's understood.
And it is, and I'm gonna just interject here with the story if I can. I came
Sure.
I came to Israel for Rosh Hashanah, I think it was 2015. So it was right after I had gone through, um, right after my first marriage had ended. And I came to spend some time with you, and you said, you know what, let's do an ifchun. And I came into your office, and it was exactly that. I just walked in and I picked the stones that felt most attractive to me. And I remember we sat down with the map, which I know you'll explain in a minute, and we started doing this, and you said to me, wow, if I didn't know you and if I didn't know what you had just gone through, I would look at the stones that you picked and be like, wow, what kind of, what are you going through? And
Yeah.
the following year, a year later, I came back again for Rosh Hashanah, and we did another Ifrun, and just based on what you had prescribed to me from the year before, what I chose and what I felt attracted to and what my body needed was so different than the previous year. Um, and it's just a testament to how our bodies know and feel attracted to what it is that we're lacking in the healing that we need. Like our bodies are very wise. Hashem created us in very, as you said, Hashem is a genius. He created us in very
Yeah.
wise ways. Um,
Yeah. You won't believe it now when you remind me. Um, I was so um, like, it made me so sad when you had the first analyzing,
Yeah.
because I felt that you go through such an agony,
Yeah.
um, and and ah, like it was hard to breathe,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
But thanks God, thanks God.
And it's just,
Uh,
I said this when we, in our interview last week when we spoke, that if there was anyone who was skeptical about healing crystals and gemology and your work, it was me. When we first met, the first time I came into your office, I was like, okay, let's see what this
yeah, yeah.
is.
Yeah, many times people take it out of despair because the kid suffers from earache, and it is such an ache, and you tell them to. I always tell people to touch, to put a finger behind their earlobe.
Right.
Put a finger. Do you feel a hole, sort of a curve?
Right. Yes.
It's especially for jams.
Huh. Right.
So yeah, so you put there two kinds of gems, and you can see that like a kid that cries out of pain, he stops crying, and
Yes.
it's the best healing
Yes.
for the ears. It's unbelievable.
Anyone who comes into my house, I joke because I grew up, in my parents' house where we had a whole pharmacy of healing crystals and the essences and homeopathics and all that stuff. And now people come into my house and I'm like, what do you need? Which stone do you need? I have all of
Yeah,
them. And it's
yeah.
it's it's very, but I can attest to that. I have used those stones with my kids when they've had ear infections, and it makes a world of a difference.
I'll keep on with the analyzing because actually it's a very short explanation, and it's crucial. Like, I want people to understand it
Yeah.
because our purpose in the analyzing is not uh, to to show a person how amazing we are and that we know what's happening with him,
Right.
but how to make uh, um, the support very very accurate,
Hmm.
because a person can come and say, I'm scared, but you can tell while you analyze him if he's scared uh, with his through his cognition, or maybe it's through his emotions. And it's very important because that's how to help him better. Yeah.
Right.
You see the reasons for things, and it's very important. So we came to the point to understand that when you come to pick your gems, um, you can I'm telling a person, now you are a kid, you came to a candy store, and we let you pick whatever you like and
Mm.
how many that you like, okay? And then the person really puts in the container what he likes.
Right.
uh, now uh, why the gems? Because we said before that it's made from the same minerals that we are built from,
Right.
right? And each mineral colors the gem with its own colors. So now
Right.
we close the circle, and it will be the end of the explanation. We pick by the color that comes from a blockage in one of the centers, or from a need for more. We don't have enough, okay,
Mm.
in one of the centers. And the gems um, are really made from the same minerals we are made. So
Right.
when we pick the gems, we actually pick the minerals that we personally need to to heal ourselves.
Mm. Right. And
Tell
so
me,
and
tell
and
me. if it's understood.
It is understood. And what's fascinating about your work and what I have so appreciated over the years of seeing personally for myself, having, done many not many, but, at least five with you, and also just knowing your work, that it's so unique to every individual person. It's like you never do the same diagnosis twice, right? You could have two people walk into the room and they pick completely different things because it's fully based on what is it that their body and their mind is needing, and where
Yeah,
their particular healing is so unique to them. And that's one of the things that I love about your work. And you were saying before, I think it was in last when I interviewed in last week's episode, that um we honor and are so appreciative of medicine and a doctor's ability to heal. And also in many ways, and I'm not discounting Western medicine, because I use Western medicine just as much as I use alternative medicine, but
definitely.
right, but in many ways it's um it's not specific to the person, right? It's very cut and dry. You go to the
Right,
doctor, they give you
right.
they give you a diagnosis, they give you the same medication that they give 15 people before you, right?
Definitely. Yeah,
Right. But you go into Dr. Gavrielov's clinic, you're going to come out with something else than your sister or your husband or your best friend, right? Um,
yeah,
it's very
right.
different. Gila, with the few minutes that we have left, we're going to wrap up in just a minute, but I'm curious if you could share with anyone who's listening, anyone who's listening right now who might be struggling with a physical health challenge or a mental health challenge, if you have a message of hope for them, and anyone who's looking for new ways to heal, do you have a message to share with our audience?
I'll, I'll, I'll try. I tell you what, I'm not objective, and I have something very childish. Um, like I'm very, very enthusiastic, and I thank God every day so many times for giving me this chance. For example, like I'll tell you small things. You want to make the breath of a baby on time,
Right.
and the baby gets um, the bilirubin in in the blood is too high,
Hmm.
and the baby is yellow,
Right.
and and they cannot make the breath, and you put on the baby two gems. Um, Rabbi Kanievsky, let him rest in peace. He used to go a lot to breathe. People wanted him, you know, to be part of their simcha.
Right.
To and so his son, Rabbi Ish Kanievsky, he he's having his my God's gems, but what I'm giving them with this special gem that you put it on the baby on one arm and one and on one leg, yeah,
Mm.
the opposite leg from the arm. You put the two gems, and the bilirubin goes down, and you can make the breath on time.
Wow.
And it's amazing. Or, like we mentioned, for for the uh, for the ears, like
Mhm.
to infections, or this here in Israel. I don't know if it's in America. They make a button operation. Do they make it in America?
Of course.
So it's not. You can save it with jams,
Mm.
and it is so amazing. And then, like people that again, we are not competing now with regular medication, but being very sad. I don't want to say uh, being despair, but feeling that that you are going to downhill. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, it's unbelievable how gems or essences from the wavelengths of the minerals of the gems, how it can bring you up,
Right.
how it can help you having confidence. It is
Yeah.
so amazing when you can do it for people.
Right. It's incredible. It's really incredible. Um, Dr. Gavrielov, Gila, I'm so grateful to you. Thank you so, so much for your time and your expertise and for sharing so much of yourself with our audience today and last week. I really appreciate it so much. You're incredible, and
Me too, me too.
I'm really excited for people to hear, to learn, to have learned about your work and to connect with you to tap into this incredible opportunity for healing.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for the opportunity,
Mm.
because uh, it's the real medication of God, as we said,
Yeah,
and it's amazing to know about it.
yeah, I
And
agree.
and I thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to Heart to Heart. If you or someone you love is struggling, please know there is hope and help is within reach. Since 2019, the Long Short Road has been walking alongside at-risk individuals, offering trauma-informed programs, a non-emergency hotline, and a community that fosters healing. No one has to go through this alone, and we are here for you. Discover how the Long Short Road is changing lives. Visit www.thelongshortroad.com or email us at info@thelongshortroad.com to learn more. You can be part of this mission. Sponsorship opportunities for Heart to Heart are available. Honor a loved one, support your community, and help us make mental wellness resources accessible to those who need them most. Until next time, remember, love and connection are the greatest healers. This is Lee Yaffe reminding you, hope is here, healing is possible, and you are never alone. Together, we're walking this long, short road to a brighter future.